everybody.
Hi guys!
Hello.
Welcome to...
You're loud in my ear. She's always so loud.
This is called Self-Quarantining with
loud.
Your Spouse.
So loud.
Everybody. Episode, whatever episode this is.
I can't read that. My eyes are hurting
How are
from
y'all
being
doing
inside.
on this lovely Wednesday night? Self-quarantine
Hey,
day. What day is it?
It is...
Day 6000, year 2.
I don't know.
Is it the year of 2021, 2022? What day is it even? What year is it even?
It is Wednesday. It's Wednesday. I made it through half.
Do y'all like
the
my
week.
sweatshirt? I felt like it was very
What's that
appropriate for tonight's episode.
Bring guests in later.
All right, so we getting started on this thing, or are you gonna talk to Chase all night long?
Well, he forgot to plug in a thing.
What?
You can plug it in. I'll do it. It's fine. It's
Whatever.
our
Oh,
friends.
okay.
It's
All
our
right. Well,
friends.
anyways,
It's
guys,
fine.
we're gonna go ahead and get started. I don't know what these two goofs are doing tonight, but thank you for joining us for another episode of Better Together.
Yeah.
Your quarantine crew of friends, since we're all locked in our house for the better part of whenever
Of the
I don't
year.
know, for the better part of the year. So the way that we always start these episodes, before we dive into the nitty gritty, before we talk about schools and some things that's happening with schools, tonight's episode is Ask and We Will Answer.
Hey, you can
Ask
ask
us anything.
So
So you can put,
Nothing's
if
off
you
limits.
are
I'm
on
talking.
Instagram, you're on my nerves tonight. And
I'm
he
doing
knows,
it on purpose.
I'm about to just do this whole episode with myself.
You're stuck with me no matter what.
You can either laugh about it or cry about it. If you are on Instagram, you can ask us questions with the little question box. If you are on Facebook, you can put them in the comments, and we're going to get to your questions tonight.
I'm
I
gonna
also
pull up
have
Facebook
some
real quick.
of your questions from Instagram. But before we get into any of that, y'all know I love to start with my quarantine memes. And
Some
I'm so
memes.
grateful to some of you because y'all have sent me some of the best ones. Y'all have messaged them to me on Facebook and on Instagram so that I can share them with the people of tonight, make ourselves feel a little bit better because, again, we got to keep the joy alive, people. We're going to be in our homes for just a little while longer. Don't count the days. Don't worry about counting the days, but just know that there is an end to all of this at some point. So we're just going to have a little bit of fun in our own situations
Facebook,
that we're in.
saying they love your shirt.
Thank you, Facebook. All right, so first meme of tonight, Instagram. I have to read them to y'all. Y'all know the drill. This is, what's his name?
This Drew Carey.
Drew Carey, yes.
Yeah.
It says, welcome to my Google Classroom where the due dates are made up and the points don't matter.
That is true.
Reality.
Yeah, because
That
you
is reality,
remember,
folks.
Whose line is it anyway?
Yes.
He was the host of Whose line was it anyway? Ugh.
You gonna be all right tonight, Wade?
I'm
All right,
great.
this is legit. And this is why I can laugh at Wade King getting on my nerves right now because it says, thoughts and prayers going out to all the married men who've spent months telling their wife, I'll do that when I got the time. Well, guess what, men? Guess what, husbands? Guess what, spouses?
Yep.
You have all the time in the world to get all the chores done. Wade tried to inform me the other day that he was done doing chores.
I did not. She's a liar. She's lying.
He said,
So-
no, really
No.
what he did is he brought up all of the chores that he has done thus far.
Right.
I don't know if he was trying to earn a gold star. I'm not
said
sure.
That, and I said, shh. I said that we have done, number one, and we have done more chores in the past 2 weeks than we did all year long last year
But
already.
why did you say you brought that up?
Because I was trying
He
to...
said, because I'm bringing it up to let you know that I'm done. Everybody in the comments says that you need a nap.
No. Yeah, I need a nap. I need a nap because this one working my hands to the bone.
Okay.
She
All right.
doesn't even let me eat until I clean the toilets. That's what she says.
Can we move on with this tonight? You are in rare form. Oh my goodness. It's all right. When the cameras go off, we know what's really going to happen. All right, next
I get to
one,
eat.
everybody says, saw my neighbor Tammy out early this morning scraping the My Kid is a Terrific Student sticker off her minivan. Guess that this first week, which was last week, or maybe this is your first week, of homeschooling didn't go so well because some schools are just now starting their e-learning, distance learning,
Yeah.
all the things.
A lot of people started this week.
So yeah, so that's a good one. Teachers, y'all know. It's good stuff for us right now, teachers. It's a good world for us right now in appreciation land. I'm not saying that the setup and the teaching, the classes and all that's great. But anyway, so those are some of our memes, Corona memes for you tonight. But before we actually get into our
The
Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
How are you guys doing? What is the current situation with your schools? I know I just saw that California has canceled for the entire year. Georgia has
Yep.
now canceled
We're gonna
schools
cancel for the
entire
yep.
year. So right now things are not looking up.
Distance learning hasn't even
But-
started for Ryan yet in North Carolina.
I know a lot of people are still trying to figure it out, trying to get it going. Some people have been on spring break. It's been crazy. But we kind of talked about this on Friday too, and I know that right now it's kind of like the peak of the virus, I feel like, is the peak of educator stress level. Like we still haven't reached that point yet. It's like up and up and up and up and up. But it's kind of what we talked about on Friday night is that, you are doing the best that you can do.
Right.
So, as you head into a new week, as you head into, I've got to, get all this set up and I've got to have Google Classrooms and I've got to do all of these things, remember what we said on Friday night, just in case you weren't here. It's like being a first-year teacher all over again, because this is a whole brand new style of teaching. So we just want to check in with you guys in the comments, see what your situation was, see how you're holding up. Are there any tips that you found that has worked for you? What's been going on in your world? And we are going to read some of those here in just a
I
little
definitely
while,
understand where most teachers are coming from because I am a teacher and I'm having to do those conference calls with, like today we had a faculty meeting, so you're still held accountable for what you'd be doing at school. So definitely understand what everyone's going through. Just push through. Just like Hope said, do the best that you can. And if you mess up, if you forget something, you're doing the best that you can. Also dealing with everything that's going on at home too.
And remember too that your kids got a crazy amount of learning with you from the beginning of the year
Till February.
until really in March. A lot of schools didn't even, we haven't been in quarantine the whole month of March. So they have had a lot of tremendous learning with you that's going to carry them through. And so just remember, take it one lesson at a time, one day at a time, whatever your little small goals are, realistic goals are.
Yep.
That's what you got to keep in mind. That's what you got to stay focused on. So be realistic with the expectations of yourself, of your students, of your parents. Everybody is giving their best effort. We're all in this together.
It doesn't, and if you are doing virtual learning, I'm talking about like video chats or what, it doesn't have to be fancy. Keep it simple. Do what you feel comfortable with, and then grow from there. Just like Hope said, it's like starting all over again. Like you're a first-year teacher.
It really is.
Don't compare yourself. Hope says it all the time. Don't compare yourself to someone else. Do what you can do what you feel comfortable with doing, and just love on your kids as much as you can, and hopefully they'll be able to take some type of academics away from you, because that's what you need to provide for them.
Yep.
It's hard, it's difficult. Technology, number one, is not my thing, so I'm sure it's not some of your thing, like what you are accustomed to using, but just do the best that you can.
Yeah, and we too, goodness gracious, a lot of us have our own kids at home and then trying to manage their schedules with this new teaching schedule. And so literally just you need to start telling yourself every day, I am doing the best that I can do, and that is enough.
Yep.
I'm doing the best that I can do, and that is enough. And you've got to say that to yourself, and you've got to go to bed at night feeling great about what you accomplished, feeling good about what you did, rather than sitting and having regrets or stressing out about the next day. That's the kind of mindset you literally have to. This situation is so rare. Hopefully in our lifetime, we've never seen this. Hopefully we'll never see it again. I'm just thinking positively from that aspect. And so let's just kill it. Let's go into this. A lot of people are saying, that, oh my goodness, my mindset is so poor and I'm falling into this deep depression. And those feelings are so real and so valid, and we've had them too. I've had days where I've cried. Wade has had days where I'm like, are you even going to talk to me today, just because he's in such a funk about how he's feeling about things. But honestly, the number one thing that we have got to do is set realistic expectations of ourselves. So I don't care how the day went. I don't care if your laundry is stacked. Our whole bedroom right now, and there's 3 of us in the house, looks like we have laundry for 25 people. Is that a lie? Mm-hmm. It's sitting in the floor of our guest bedroom because we just keep tossing it out of the dryer into the floor. But I don't care if your laundry is stacked to the gills. I don't care if you had the worst day ever teaching. I don't care if your kids were driving you bananas and screaming and whatever in the household. I don't care if you had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and cereal for dinner.
Oh, heck yeah.
That would be Wade's dream dinner.
Oh, my gosh.
Before you go to bed, tell yourself that you did the best that you could do that day. And that is enough. Write it somewhere, put it on your mirror, speak positively to yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself and your mental health during this time period, you are going to be no good for your students, no good for your family, no good for yourself, no good for your spouse. The number one thing that we have to do is take care of our mental health. And I think that the way that you do that is through realistic expectations. So anyways, that is just my 2 cents about that tonight, just because we know this is changing literally by the second.
Yeah,
I mean every day it's different.
I've been worried about assessments recently, so we are allowed to teach new content, but we're trying to navigate how we're going to test those kids because we're still trying to push them as much as we can. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we all have things we're worried about and concerned about, but at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. So, are we going to get started here?
Let's get started.
All right.
I just wanted to give the people a word and let them know that we're
That's
all feeling the same thing. So, check on your teachers.
So, do I have
Check
more
on your teacher
chores, or
friends.
can I take the day off tomorrow?
And moving on. All right, question number 1. I'm pulling most of these from, I put a little thing on Instagram and asked you guys in my story if y'all had questions, so I'm going to start there. And then we will check in with the questions on Instagram, and we will also check in with the questions on Facebook. But to get started, the question of the month, everybody, is the Get Your Teach On conference being canceled? So, right now, we're answering this as honestly and as best as we can. Right now, we are planning on moving forward as planned for June 28th, which is our national conference in Orlando.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, our team was on the phone with the Gaylord Palms. I think for a second, I forget
Sorry, we
if we're
go back
Texas
and
or
forth.
Orlando. But the Gaylord Palms today, they are actually not even operating until April 30th as of right now.
Right.
But they even said that they feel very confidently that events are going to happen come the end of June.
No, June, period.
Yeah, and
All of
everybody's opinions are different with this, and nobody has a magic 8 ball, and nobody has the answer. And so they feel very confidently. So we are continuing to move forward. However,
We have 2 backup plans.
we do have backup plans. We do have things ready to go should that not take place, and we will let you know as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Please just know that these decisions cannot be made on a whim. It can't just be like, okay, let's just cancel it or reschedule it. We have 2 backup plans to reschedule the conference should it not happen in June, and we are going to try our very best to make it work on dates that we
Right.
think most of you will be available and be able to come. We are going to gather. We are going to get together. We are going to celebrate education. It is going to happen, and as of right now, it is on June 28th in
Yep.
Orlando.
A lot of people are saying their rooms are still blocked out. So I mean, they seriously, they think all of the month of June things are still going to happen as is. It's just April, obviously, and then
Positively
getting into
yeah.
the middle of May. That's pretty much when they think everything's going to kind of open back up again. So fingers crossed, hoping everyone stays isolated from each other. Do your part and
Yep.
be smart
Yep.
and get on to people who aren't, and
Yep.
then love them through it.
Yep.
So
So that is our answer right now. We are not canceling anything. So we will let you know if anything changes. We will email all of you that have registered as attendees.
Yep.
We're going to keep you guys in the loop as much as we're in the loop.
We're believing.
But, yes.
Faith.
So that is the first question. So the next question, I've got to get this. I keep losing
Why
it
do you
on
keep
my
losing
iPad.
it for?
Okay.
Maybe a screen lock.
So the next question, and I feel like this is the appropriate place to do it. I have been asked this so many times on my Instagram. It is in here as well. For Maverick's birth story. And I probably get this question at least once a week on Instagram.
How long do we
'cause
got?
I've never shared it. No, we're going to do the condensed version. But I
Yeah.
feel like this is the best place to do it because it's saved on Facebook forever and I can direct everybody so I don't have to
Oh,
answer this question
really?
1,000 times because there
Okay.
is really, I could never answer it in a message. So Maverick's birth story, everybody has been curious about this. It's the appropriate time to share it because he's almost 1 years old.
Oh, we have a YouTube clip too. We have a YouTube video.
We have a YouTube video of his birth.
We do.
We broke all the hospital rules. You weren't supposed to have cameras in there.
Justin and Kirby Betancourt
But
did
they
that
hid
thing.
cameras.
They sure did.
Don't tell anybody.
It's on YouTube. You can find
We're
it.
rebels, which is why we named our son Maverick.
It is awesome.
You know?
We're so thankful they did that too.
But no.
Golly.
So, anyways, we've kind of alluded to some things in the past that it was all kinds of crazy in that hospital room, and I just really never knew the right time to share this story. It would be kind of awkward on stories, so I didn't really know, but I got this question today. So, here goes nothing. So, once upon a time, no, I'm kidding. So, we really do have to do the condensed version because we got lots of questions to get to.
Hurry.
We'll give you the gist.
Because we don't have an hour on the Insta.
So, first of all, I was 2 weeks late. I was due on April 17th. I was 2 weeks late. Or no, I can't remember the exact math, but
You were
anyways.
2 weeks late.
And so I went to the doctor. They told me they could either induce me that night or they could induce me the next day. I panicked inside and I needed like one more day. So I asked to be induced the next day. I don't know any pregnant lady that's willing to put herself through that one more day, but mentally I had to prepare myself. I'm a preparer and I don't like last minute and I don't I like to know. And so I went into the hospital on the night of the 24th and they gave me, I was not induced just yet. They just gave me something to soften my cervix. I don't know what the name of that is. But they gave me something to soften my cervix. They said, oh, you will be fine until morning. You can just sleep tonight. You will be good to go. And then probably around 11 a.m., you will start feeling maybe some form of contractions because I had had 0 contractions up to this point. So this was like at 10 o'clock at night because they don't even admit you until night. So this was at 10 o'clock at night. At 11 o'clock, I started feeling the contractions hot and heavy. Things progressed really, really, really quickly as far as the contractions. And I was in full-blown labor, I would say probably by 12 or 1 with really, really bad contractions.
Yeah.
Wade was sleeping. Wade needs sleep. So we knew the next day was going to be when we needed him at his prime.
And we had forgotten I was also sick. So I was on the
Wade
floor
was sick. And Mom, thank goodness, was in there with me. And so...
I mean, she wanted to take over anyway.
Yeah.
So I wasn't getting anywhere near Hope.
So
she can do better than me.
I labored for 6 hours, I want to say. Even the nurse came in at one point and she's like, oh my gosh, I can see your contractions on this. Like, I'm feeling these contractions for you. So I got a little bit of pain medication at that point. And then at 6 a.m.
And once that pain medication hit, you were pretty...
No,
you were a little...
that was the epidural. No,
oh, yeah.
The pain medication, ladies.
Yeah, no.
A little morphine ain't gonna do nothing with contractions.
Well, I think
Let them know.
I think you had... No, stop. I think you had 2 different pain medications because you went to sleep for
I had
like
morphine
30
and
minutes.
something not to make me nauseous.
Right.
You were on the floor. Let me tell you.
I know what was happening.
So,
She went to
anyways,
sleep for 30 minutes.
at 6 a.m., they said, because I told them that my birth plan, I wanted the epidural, like medicine, modern day science, praise you, Jesus, hallelujah. I am not one of you super women that can do this all natural. Y'all are my heroes forever and ever, amen. But I decided to get the epidural around 6 a.m. 6 a.m. happened and my water still had not broke yet because apparently there was like some scar tissue. So they broke my water and instantly I went from, I think I was like 1 to 2 centimeters dilated to 9, like within 5 minutes. And so is this some footage of the labor and delivery on Facebook? So around 2, or no, at like noon, they came in and they said, do you want a lunch, baby? And I'm like, let's do it. Let's knock this out. Let's get the show on the road. And so it didn't end up being until 2 because apparently all of us decided to start having our babies all at the same time. And so I pushed for probably starting at 2 for probably about...
Not long at all.
15 minutes maybe. Listen. I'm real competitive. And so when that nurse came in and she told me what to do, I was like, I'm going to show them that I've got this down. Like, I'm going to have this baby out. And it's just my mindset of life. And so that is what I chose to do. I pushed so hard that they had to call in the doctor. Like, the doctor was about to go deliver another baby. They had to bring the doctor in to my room. This is where things get crazy, people.
All right, condensed.
Okay, so
run out of time.
It was all good up until this point. And then, long story short, Maverick decides to enter the world like his father.
That is.
A fighter. And so Maverick has both hands beside his face. And ladies, if you know, you know. So as he came out, I'm sorry if this is too graphic, but everything just shredded into pieces in my body. Because this is what we do. We sacrifice our whole bodies for these babies. If you haven't had a kid, sorry. I wish somebody had told me. And this clearly isn't everybody's story. But so we had lots of, our room went from very calm, cool, and collected with one nurse and one doctor to about 17 people instantly. Mm-hmm. And so Maverick came out, I don't know, in full force, I guess you could say. Yeah. And also, I had gestational diabetes. I spiked a fever. And so sadly, I did not get those moments where they lay the baby on your chest and it's just like this golden moment. They call it like the golden hour. They had to take him instantly because of my fever. And so he had to go over to his like incubator /
No,
bed.
yeah, it wasn't just because of your fever. So
Yeah.
he was blue too, and so his oxygen was a little low, so they had to make sure he was okay over there while Hope is over here about to bleed to death. It was a lot.
It was really
it was really, really intense. But
intense.
I mean, honestly, it's births are never perfect.
No.
And so there's always the chance of something happening. Obviously nothing traumatic, super traumatic really happened. I mean, they came in there, they knew what to do, they fixed her up, fixed the baby. Maverick was good, so that was
not to
good.
scare anyone,
Yeah.
but I had over 100 stitches during this labor and delivery, which was a lot of fun to recover from. Then the final part of this whole story. So fortunately survived that. The Lord just had protection over all of us, protection over Maverick. I was never fearful. I was never afraid, which I always thought I would be. I thought I would be the one to panic because I do not like blood. I do not like hospitals.
Yeah.
They even told me they needed to take me to the OR to stitch me up, and that's when I freaked out. And so they called in another doctor and got some lights.
They got it all
They
fixed
were just
up.
a blessing.
They were good.
So got all that situation taken care of. Maverick, I still had not seen him yet. Everybody comes to the room to visit me that was there, which I was grateful to see my friends and family that were there to, meet Maverick. And all of a sudden, I'll never forget this part about Jared Lemons. Jared Lemons has never been nice to me a day in his life.
That's a lie.
He's never been nice to me a day in his
That's
life.
a lie.
Everybody is surrounding my bed, and all of a sudden I could see them, and I knew that things were happening, but I could no longer comprehend what it was that they were saying. And so I was able to get out of my mouth that I needed a doctor to come into the room. And so the nurse came into the room. She started taking all of my vitals because we didn't know exactly what was going on. And she looked at everybody in the room and she said, "We're going to need for y'all to leave." And I will never forget the look on Jared Lemon's face. He was like, oh, okay. Y'all, he cared about me in that moment. Like, he actually cared about me in that moment. Anyways, my blood sugar went to like 300 because of my gestational diabetes. Got all that taken care of, ate some peanut butter, and 6 hours later, I got to see Maverick King for the first time.
Yeah, she was pretty much going. So
And
she was going to a
everything's been great
diabetic
since
coma
then. Yeah.
afterwards. That's really what was happening. So that was scary too.
So
A lot of scary things, but
that
everything's
was
good.
our labor and delivery story for all of you people that have been asking about how Maverick King made his entrance into this world. Of course, it would be something dramatic because that's just how I am. I'm a dramatic person,
Yeah.
and so I guess my son's going to be just like me. So
All
good
right.
times.
So,
All right.
next
So
one.
let me see what we got. We've talked about Get Your Teach On. We've talked about Maverick King's birth story, so now I can direct everybody to this live so that you can see what happened. Let's see what else we've got.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see if anyone said
This is
anything.
an interesting question. Share an unpopular opinion that you have.
Share an unpopular opinion that
Go.
I have. Golly. An unpopular opinion. I don't know yet. I mean, I got a lot of things in my mind.
Okay, maybe you shouldn't just say those things.
No, I'm not. I'm
Okay,
thinking about
teasing,
which one.
I'm teasing. I don't know that I have an unpopular opinion either.
I don't really have an unpopular opinion, I don't think. I think I'm just very opinionated. And a problem of mine is I think I'm always right. And
He's an 8.
I think
He's an
I
8.
know I'm right. And
He's an 8.
on the inside I know I'm
Enneagram.
wrong. But I always think I'm right, which is bad. But an opinion. So a pet peeve of mine is when you go through the airport and those people don't pick up those bins at the end and they just leave them for everybody else. I'm
I
like,
think that's an unpopular opinion. I think that would be supported by most people.
I think so too. That's what I'm saying. I don't really have I don't know if I have an unpopular opinion.
Here's an unpopular opinion probably. I think that the world is going to be back in action come the beginning of June and we're going to be able to have the national conference. That's what I think. And a lot of people think that
That's a great question.
we're
though.
going to be in this. I know, that really got me
That's
thinking.
fun.
I'll have to think more about that one. If I weren't asked on the spot, I could probably tell you all the things. Okay. Let's see. Another nationals question. Sorry, we didn't filter these before. We told y'all we'd answer anything. Okay, best place for baby clothes is an easy one. I buy all of Maverick's clothes from Zara. Literally everything that he wears practically is from Zara or Target, occasionally H&M, but right now mainly Zara. I've shared a lot of things on my stories too with that.
Oh, I like that one.
Okay, go.
How does everyone in your family have so much
Passion and energy?
So, I mean, I guess I don't think that like we don't have energy 24/7. Like we can turn it on and turn it off. So I think we manage it, but we're passionate because of, I guess, what we feel like we're called to do. I mean, Pam and Warren, they are all about, Hope's parents, they're all about their cross-country kids and their high school kids and investing in their lives. That's like what they're put here on this planet to do, is to invest in young people. And so that's what they're super energetic about.
Yeah.
We feel the same thing just about with teachers and giving back to kids and being able to be here for you guys. And so we're going to give all we can to you, but knowing that we're passionate about those things, we know that we have to fuel ourselves in other ways too. You can't just wake up in the morning and just go and do it. It takes work, it takes effort, and then you have to condition your body and your mind and yourself to be able to do that. So I think it just relies on the purpose, and we're just driven people that way.
I think that for me, I don't, people always say, how do you maintain this level of energy? Like even when I'll get the question a lot, I get your teach on, because I'm a very energetic presenter. Like I have lots of energy because I'm very passionate about what I'm talking about. And I think that's kind of what Wade was saying. When you love something so much or you're so passionate, it's easy to exude energy because you just want everybody else to feel what you're feeling. But for me, it is a complete mindset. It is a mindset. Energy, passion, they can be fueled by certain things, but they are also 100% a choice. For example, when I'm teaching, or I get your teach on when I'm presenting, there are so many times that I want to lay on the floor and just die. Like my body hurts, everything about me hurts, I feel drained, I feel like I cannot take another step, I'm exhausted, but I choose to have that energy. I choose to have that passion. And it's the same way, like we talk to teachers a lot of times about having a bad day, and I think it's because we've experienced this so much. There's many times that I've gone in my classroom and I'm like, I don't even want to be here. But I choose to have the energy and I choose to show the passion, and then it's like all of a sudden my body just takes over, and it just does that automatically because, like you said, I've trained my mind to be in a habit to think in that direction.
Right. Yeah.
So
I mean, just
it takes work. Like it is not just a natural thing.
Yeah, and that's what I kind of want to point out. I mean, Hope says it's a mindset for her. I mean, she didn't just automatically get there, right? I mean, it takes training your mind, training your body, and just understanding. I can't just wake up in the morning and go for it. I mean, Hope used to be really bad about giving 120% at everything she did. And then she would break down for like a week almost.
That is true.
And then I would have to pick up whatever else respond. But she's learned how to cope and manage and train her body and herself. What's acceptable? What's not? What can I do? This? Can I maintain this? Is this sustainable? And so if you want a high level energy here, you can't just say that you want to do that because you can't sustain that. You have to train your body and your mind to stay at that peak level, but then also have each other's backs. Like. I mean, I cannot create anything that looks, I don't know, creative and engaging with a PDF. Like, I can't help Hope with PowerPoints and graphics and all of those things. Like, that's impossible for me. But I can do other things to allow her to do that, and vice versa. She helps me with Maverick. I help. Like, you have to help each other. You have to have somebody in your household that can do that.
But I think the point too is that when he does start creating something like a PDF or a PowerPoint, it's not like his go-to thing that drives him, motivates him, gets him excited. And so that's a lot of what we talk about in the wild card, is where we say, when you're teaching, it's not just about what you teach. It's about how you teach it that's going to lead to that passion, lead to that energy. And if you're trying to teach like somebody else, or you're trying to emulate somebody else that you're not going to have that passion and energy because you're not fueling your soul and being true to yourself. So I think a lot of passion and energy comes when you truly know who you are confident in who you are, you know what motivates you, what inspires you, what makes you excited, and that's what you're able then to bring in the classroom and tie into your instruction, and that's what makes me so excited and so happy and so energetic to be there. So I think a lot of it is really just being true to who you are and not trying to fit a mold or be somebody else or be what you think you need to be or what somebody wants you to be, but to be 100% true to yourself. That makes you full of energy.
I mean, and just as people, as human beings, we are competitors. Like, we have always been competitors. We were college athletes. Like, we will compete until I can't even walk anymore. Not necessarily against each other, because I would always lose. But just in general, we are competitors. And I think that, and Hope's mom is a competitor, and her dad is a competitor. And so that's just how we've always been wired. And I think that's what kind of drew us close to each other, too. But I think that's a lot of our mindset as well.
So let us know in the comments, where do you find your energy? How do you find, because everybody's story is completely different. And I think that's what it is. Like, my answer is true to me and Wade's answer is true to him. But where do you find your energy? It's like Monica saying on Instagram, she said that's exactly what I'm struggling with distance learning. And that's why we're so encouraging you
do what you
to
know.
Be true to yourself. I taught a lesson on Get Your Teach On Live on Sunday.
Yep.
It was the first virtual lesson that I've ever taught. And
first lesson for kids you've taught.
First lesson for kids that I've taught in a little while.
Yeah.
But it was my first virtual lesson. And so as I was planning it, I was like, I was super nervous about it, and I couldn't figure out why I was nervous. And I think it was because I was trying to tailor it to being virtual instead of saying, I'm just going to do what I do. I'm going to do what I do best. And let me tell you, that lesson was rocky, and there was a lot of things that I could point out that I could do that better next time. I could be better next time with this. But that's called growth. And so when I did the lesson, I said, I'm going to be true to myself. I use hand motions, gestures, call and responses, interaction with the kids. And even though I had nobody sitting in this room and I was literally talking to a camera, I still taught the exact way that I would teach in my classroom. And so you've got to figure out how you can still be true to yourself. Even though you're doing virtual lessons, don't shy away from putting on a wig or putting on a costume if you're able to do those virtual lessons. We know everybody is not able to do that. Some of y'all had to send home worksheets, and that's not who you are either. It is okay.
It is what it is. You're doing the best you can. You're a teacher.
You're still doing an amazing thing. So be true to who you are to get that energy and passion. Even in virtual learning, still stick to who you are as an educator. I think that's so important.
Chase, do you want to try to plug that in real quick? It's fine.
Okay.
Instagram, you're going to rock for just a second, but we're going to read this question to you. So it can bring maybe one or two people in to ask us a question. That'd be really cool to see, guys.
All right, let's see. What name would you have chosen if Maverick had been a girl? So the name that we had selected for Maverick if he had been a girl was Tatum. So it was going to be Tatum King.
That's right.
I don't know what the middle name was going to be. I didn't get that far, but it was going to be Tatum. So we loved that name for a little bit.
What program do you use on the Sweat app? The Sweat app?
Okay.
I love it. She does that thing.
If you're looking for at-home workouts, which there's a couple questions in here about at-home workouts, so this is a great way just to cover it in one.
Do ClassFit.
First of all, guys, Julia is doing ClassFit this week. Julia Ross. I cannot even begin to tell you how incredible she is. Literally, she is amazing. It is every day at 1:30. It is so good. So if you're on Facebook, you're seeing a little preview of her. But she is so good. Like, I literally cannot turn it off today, and I needed to do some work and then come back to it.
Chase, you had that ready to go.
But she's so good. So ClassFit. But I also do the Sweat app. They have a postpartum workout for newly mom or new moms. Anyways, however say it. And it is so good. I do the BBG. It is one of the best workouts I've ever done. Moms, there's no excuse for it. Yes, because it's literally 28 minutes. When I lay Maverick down, I run to the garage, I do the workout, and that way if he has a short nap, then I'm still good to go. It is called the Sweat app. It is BBG. Hands down, the best at-home workout. I got holes in my knees, y'all. They can see it on Instagram. You can't, but they can. So it is amazing. Okay, how did you all get into this new work adventure? So I'm assuming this is about how do we get into Get Your Teach On, presenting, going to schools, that type of thing. Wade and I have just always been extremely passionate about sharing out, even when we were in our classroom, sharing what we were doing with other people.
When we started.
I started a blog some 10 years ago. Yeah. It was called, let me see if there's any OG folks.
Oh, yeah. What was her blog?
If you know the name of my original blog, like original OG, put it in the comments below. My OG blog that was started 10 years ago.
Yeah, as they're coming, you're coming there too.
Okay.
But we've always just been super passionate and excited about sharing whatever we know and then learning from other people too. And I mean, I never went to a lot of conferences.
Somebody got it. It's not elementary shenanigans. No, no.
No.
There was even before then, folks. It was called second grade shenanigans.
Second grade.
Second grade shenanigans was my original blog back when I was second grade teacher.
SGS, Chris.
That's right. Second grade shenanigans. I'm telling you what, I just felt
Like
so passionate about
circa 2011.
when we got married. 10.
10.
But that's how we started.
Yeah.
We honestly, if you're starting, a lot of people are like, I don't even know where to start. I want to share things I'm doing in my classroom. Just start. Just start. It's not about the number of followers that you have. You can have an influence even if you have 10 people following you. You can still have an influence. And that should be all of our goals, is to have an influence to make the world a better place, make classrooms a better place.
Some of our presenters for Get Your Deech On Now, like I had idolized those people from afar for a long time. Like Nicholas Ferroni, I was always looking at his Twitter, and Sarah Plumatillo. Like I've always Tyler. Sorry, Sarah. Tyler.
That's why she tells everybody to call her Sarah
I know,
Plum.
Sarah Plum. Yes, I know, but I like to say it like it's
Well, you can't, 'cause
Spanish,
that's
but
her
it's
name.
not T.
So anyways, that is how we kind of started with my blog. Then I got on Teachers Pay Teachers, started collaborating with people like Amy Lemons, and then I had gone to several education conferences and just realized there was a need for a conference that made things very hands-on, that kind of put the teachers in the perspective of the students' seat.
And that's honestly easier, like for us, like doing a conference. Where
a conference is just how we teach.
Yeah, I mean that's
so.
Like you're our students.
Anyways, and then we were just blessed that people wanted to bring us to their schools and let us share our heart. And we tell people every time we do a speech that we are not public speakers. I never dreamed in a million years that I would be a public speaker. That was never the goal. It's still not the goal to be a public speaker. We're just literally teachers who believe that the world is our classroom. And if we can help a teacher out and make that classroom a little bit better, or give that teacher back some time, or help them be more confident, or help them find happiness in their job, then that's what we've been put on this planet to do. And so that's just kind of how we fell into all of this. So it's not like we pursue public speaking. Wade hates public speaking. It's not his favorite thing to do. It is something that he really has to work through a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends. Like I enjoy it a little bit more than what I used to, depending on what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So
kind of goes back to that passion thing.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm talking about Jesus, like I love that. Like, that's totally fine.
So tying into this, when do I think I will go back to teaching? My heart definitely says get back to the classroom, get back to the classroom, get back to the classroom. And so y'all know we're very honest and clear about our faith, and that we have 100% followed the Lord's will for our life since day one. And so the minute that he tells me to go back into the classroom, I will go back into the classroom.
Right.
It is, if I were going based on me, I'd be back in the classroom next year. But that might not be the best route for my family, or the Lord knows so much further into the future than I do. And so when he tells me to go back into the classroom, you better believe I'll be there with bells on, and I cannot wait until that day happens.
People ask, so to build off that, someone asked previously, I think, what grade or subject do I teach? So currently I teach 8th grade social studies at Kings Ridge Christian School. In the past, I've taught grades 3 through 8, and I've been an administrator for 3 years during that time too.
Yep. Okay, so another question we get very often is, why did you leave the Ron Clark Academy, and do you ever plan on going back? So you may have missed the announcement back at the beginning of this year when Wade and I transitioned ourselves, and we made the announcement that we would not be returning to the Ron Clark Academy. Bottom line is this, is that when we got pregnant with a baby, and we recognized, we didn't even realize how much our world was about to change. There is no preparation for how much your world is about to change with a child. But we had to ultimately make decisions.
We had to sit back and just look at our life.
Yeah.
That's what we had to do.
We are big on, people ask us about balance all the time, and we say there is no such thing. What do we do?
Priorities. There's priorities,
we set priorities
over balance.
And so we had to set priorities and say, okay, Get Your Teech On, what this has become, is truly a full-time job. Teaching and being at the Ron Clark Academy at that time was a full-time job, and then some as well, because y'all know teaching is not just a full-time job. It is like a full, y'all know, okay? And then having a child is a full-time job. And so we said, all right, are we just doing things selfishly because that's what we want to do? But then who is going to suffer? And so that is why, honestly, I'm not in the classroom right now, because I selfishly want to be in the classroom, but it wouldn't be what's best for students because I'm not going to be able to be 100% there.
Yeah.
And so that's where we had to set our priorities, which is why we had to decide Wade was going to teach. I was going to be out of the classroom this year with Maverick. I never get these moments back. I will never regret this a day in my life. I can already see that. But we did move on. And so we will not be going back. We get this question a lot. We will not be going back to the Ron Clark Academy. While we were there, we grew and learned amazing things. But a saying that somebody told me was, if you don't go, you don't grow. And we knew that it was time for us to grow in other ways, and we welcomed that challenge, and so here we are.
Yep.
So that is a question we get quite often. One more. Okay, we'll answer this one, and then we'll bring in some people from Instagram. How are we celebrating Maverick's first birthday? Well, Maverick is turning 1 on April 25th, which obviously we will not have social distancing or the stay-at-home policy, whatever, mandate.
Yeah, we will.
It's until April 30th.
Yeah. Oh, what would you say? I thought you said April.
I said that we will have all of that still in place.
Oh, yes. I thought you said we wouldn't. Sorry.
We had all these plans. First of all, his theme is... I'm glad you did that yourself. I didn't. I would never, folks. I wouldn't. Let's get it on record. Okay. But our theme for his first birthday is his first trip around the sun. So Wade and I both love science. We specifically love space and outer space. And so he's going to be our little astronaut. It's his first trip around the sun. And so we are doing a whole space theme party, which we are still doing. But instead of having somebody make an amazing birthday cake and an amazing display for all these things that I have planned, because y'all already know, room transformation, decor, and it's not for him. I want y'all to know I know it's not for him. I know he's not going to remember. Y'all don't have to tell me that in the comments.
That's right. She's been honest about this since
it's
day
for
one.
Me. It is for me.
Care.
I got 100 stitches.
It's for her.
I got 100 stitches. If I'm throwing a party for myself, people, because we made it. We kept this human alive for a year.
It's true.
We're still together. I'm recovered somewhat. I'm celebrating, okay?
A Tiger King thing.
We're
Chris,
not having a Tiger King party. That's the most absurd thing I've ever heard in my life.
We could paint a little mustache on him.
No.
Give him a mullet.
It is not happening.
Chris, yes.
Anyways.
We'll have our own. We'll have 2.
It's going to be a mess. We're doing everything 100% homemade. It is going to be myself and Wade and Chase. And we might sneak my mom and dad in the house. And that's going to be okay. And Chris might sneak in too. Because we're all related. We're all related. We've all been self-quarantined. I don't know what's going to happen. But anyways, I don't care if it's me and Wade. I don't care if it's me and Wade and Maverick. We're having a smash cake. I'm making a balloon arch. I'm making the cake. Too.
Chris, get on it, Chris.
It's going to happen.
Let's do it.
It's going to happen. All right, so those were some of the bigger questions that we had on Instagram. We didn't get to all of them. I'll try to answer those. If I didn't get to yours on my Instagram platform, I'll try to answer those that we didn't get to. But let's see if anybody. So if you have questions for us that we did not answer, you can request to join this live. We will bring you in. Facebook, you'll be able to hear them ask the question, and then we will respond. But while I do that, let me see if there are any other questions.
Oh, there are questions in there.
Okay.
Oh, it's a real wall behind you.
It's our basement, guys.
This is our basement.
This is like our cellar. We're down in the cellar.
See,
this was actually Wade's workout room.
This was my workout room.
But since we all of a sudden became teachers online, we changed some things.
This is where I've had my virtual learning classes in here.
Where are my jeans from? Guys, I don't know. I can never remember where I order stuff from. I just see it online and like it, and then I never remember. I'm not a fashion blogger girl.
Career change out of teaching? Not at the moment.
No.
We love being involved with educators for sure.
I do not know of any online PDs that are being offered at the moment. I will say, and I've said it before, the best PDs are watching other teachers teach. And every day at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Get Your Teach on Facebook page, you get to see some amazing teachers, myself not included.
What's tomorrow? Thursday? Who's tomorrow?
Teach lessons. And that is the best PD that you can get because you get to see other people and their styles and their approaches and their strategies and their rigor and all the things. So, there you go. Oh, look at this.
Oh, look at that.
We're fancy folks on
go.
Facebook.
That's right.
Let me see what else.
Nationals. We talked
answered
about that.
Okay. Sweat app. Okay.
Sweat app.
Ears are coming. We are going to let you know as soon as the ears are available.
So if you haven't seen them.
Okay, so let me see if anybody has a question.
Here they are.
Okay, so there's nobody that has a question for us because nobody requested to go live.
If you want to, if you want to request to go live with us, we'd love to talk to you.
Oh, I know a question
answer
while we're
some
waiting.
questions.
People always
Just
want to
have to
know,
request it.
how do you get to be a part of the Magic Squad?
Oh yes.
Well, first of all, that is not our responsibility. High five.
Finally,
We have
gave
somebody
that up.
amazing. Hold on one second. We have somebody amazing that
viewing.
does that for us. Every time you touch this, though, it goes haywire.
I'm not gonna touch it.
So, Corey Markison, who is True Tales of a second grade
Markison.
teacher, she is our she's
Volunteer
everything.
coordinator.
She's kind of like
She's
Chase.
our volunteer coordinator.
She's our volunteer coordinator, but she's also our event coordinator now. She does a lot of different things.
Yes.
And so, honestly, though, the way that we find people for Magic Squad, because Magic Squad, I can't even. Those
Y'all,
people.
it's a lot of work, and
are
we know because we
heroes.
used to do it, and it is bad, and I
It
don't
is
know why
not
they keep
fun
coming
work.
back.
It is not easy work. It is hard work. You are literally serving others with your heart, body, soul, mind. Magic Squad, let them know if you're in here. It is hard, stinking work. It is blood, sweat, tears. You're behind the scenes.
Lack of sleep.
Nobody even knows what you're doing. You should be thanked more than anybody in that room, but it doesn't happen all the time. So we find people at conferences who just have incredible energy, joy, passion. You can just feel it. And that's kind of how we get to know people because they stand out.
Yeah, and they really do stand out. They stand out in the sessions. They're going above and beyond. They're participating. They're livening everybody up. They're picking up
that's who we
see
want.
them.
So,
and our Magic Squad tells us
Yeah.
The people who are there volunteering for Get Your Teach On and serving. They come up to us and are like, hey, you need to really talk to so and so because they and we're like,
my
okay.
mama taught me this a long time ago. You are who you hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so true, even more so of adulthood than when you're a child. And so naturally, we want to surround ourselves with people who have more energy than we do, who are more passionate than we are, who are better teachers than we are.
Who are
and so
stronger
that's what
than us because you have to lift things
definitely.
up.
You got to have some muscles. So anyways, they work killer hard. And so I would recommend if that's something that you want to do, come to a Get Your Teach On conference and go all in with it. And it's hard not to recognize people that are just there to share their joy and passion for others and who would be a great part of a team because Magic Squad is a team. It is a team and it takes every single person giving 100%. So,
I think some
all
people
right.
did request, so you can look
Let's
there.
see who we have, maybe.
There we go.
All right, let's see Teacher Mama Amy. We're going to bring Amy in, see if we can get her connected, see what questions she
we'll
has
be able to
for
hear
us.
Amy.
Should be able to hear Amy
She's
on Facebook.
coming.
All right, connecting. Hi!
Oh my gosh!
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Well, we're great. Where are you from, Amy?
I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
Okay, Texas.
Yes. I met you guys at the Dallas Get Your Teach On last summer.
Oh, awesome. So are you hanging in there with this quarantine?
Yes, with my 3 kiddos at home too.
Oh,
Hey,
look at all
guys.
those babies. Oh my goodness, you got 3. You're my
Sorry,
hero
I have to get
automatically.
out when my dog is flipping his. How embarrassing.
Oh, what kind of dog do you have?
He's a pit bull mix, and when he's ready to eat, he flips his.
He's just ready to
He's
eat.
like a 4th
He's
child.
ready to eat.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so what's your question for us?
Well, you kind of already. Oh my gosh, I have quarantine hair.
We all do. I mean,
I
I just washed mine today.
You kind of answered it. It was about the Magic Squad. That was my question about how to join it. Because it was
Yes.
so exciting to see all of those people last summer. It was like, how do I even get just an inch closer to that?
I
So-
love that. Well, Corey Markison, you can contact her, let her know why you want to be a part of it. She is the best.
Yep, she's got all different types of jobs for people.
Yes.
So absolutely.
Yep.
Tell her
That is
you
so
talked to
awesome.
us.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your question. We are wishing y'all the best
I
during this
know.
quarantine, all the way in
Thank you.
Texas. And we
Yes,
hope to
thank
see you guys
you.
really soon.
All right. Thanks so much.
All right,
Good
bye,
night.
girl. Okay. I think we have another person. All right, so that's Magic Squad. Oops, there
That's
you
a
go, guys.
filter.
Sorry.
I don't know what that was.
Everybody wanting to be on the Magic Squad. Y'all are crazy. All right, let's see. We got We got Jana. Oh boy.
Oh, Lord.
She might just steal the show.
What do you have? What kind of question do you got?
Seriously, I'm anxious to see. Jana Carter.
Jana Carter, there she is.
What up?
She's ready just to steal the show.
Straight from the sip.
From the silk. I got my blue light glasses.
She got her blue light glasses and everything. Facebook, you ought to see her. You ought to see the Jana Carter.
She is the Jana
What
Carter.
question could you possibly have?
Who's your favorite Magic Squad member?
Well,
Who is our favorite?
my favorite is
Magic Squad.
My favorite Magic Squad member is Jana Carter.
My favorite's Jana Carter too.
So if
Ooh,
y'all know,
y'all heard that?
I think that's everybody's favorite Magic Squad
if-
member.
That's right. I mean, everyone would say that. If y'all don't know who Jana Carter is, she is the backbone of a lot of what Pamela Sue, Hope's mom, does at all the Get Your Teach On conferences.
She's Mama Pam's
Yeah.
twin.
Mama
They're
Pam.
just alike.
They are there.
They can beast anything. They can take. We have storage bins that are like massive and heavy, and they're like the Incredible Hulk. Like they'll get like 8 on top of each other and put them on their back and like march through the whole whatever conference
but they're
convention
both
center
always so happy all the time.
all the time.
So joyful.
So joyful. They'll do anything, like literally anything. There is no job that is beyond them.
How are you holding up, Jana?
Doing good. I'm actually still going to school like 2 days a week.
Oh,
So they have the admin go in because the grab and go.
Yeah.
Do y'all stay 6 feet apart?
We do.
Totally.
I have a pole attached to me that's 6 feet.
She will.
She has a hazmat suit that she wears to her office. So you have to go in 2 days a week, is that right?
2 days a week
2 days a week.
from 8 to 3.
What's your school doing right now with distance learning and virtual learning and all that?
We're doing a lot. We're doing Zooms. We have Google Classroom. We have to do Remind. They have to do a
Right,
reach out
Remind.
every
Yeah.
at least 3 times a week. No new material. We did packets, and so they're basically going over the packet and going
Yeah.
over.
All of those, all those things add up. That's
Yeah.
good. All right, Jana.
Well, that is awesome. Well, I'm so glad I got to see your beautiful face.
I miss you guys.
We
I
miss
know.
you too. So it's going to happen June 28th. Am I right?
100%.
National
Honey.
Conference.
It's from Jana. From the
God
mouth of
said,
Jana.
"Let there be GYTO national."
Let there be.
And there was.
Let there be GYTO. You heard it from Jana. It's going to happen. It's as good as gold right there.
That's right.
All right. We love you.
Bye.
Love y'all. Bye.
Bye. Oh, Facebook. How do y'all like my up my nose look? Is that one good? Is that y'all's favorite?
You ain't
Because it
got no
happens from time to
boogies.
time.
I ain't got no boogies.
Well, I think that we got to a lot of the questions, even the ones that I was scrolling through. It looks like we answered a lot of them. But
Yeah.
feel free to message us, DM us. We will respond and answer specific questions about content and things like that. We did do our first episode of Better Together and gave a ton of different resources for digital
Yeah.
learning and those types of things.
Like 2.5 weeks
So,
ago, I think, on a
you
Monday.
can scroll back and you can find that episode, and that will answer a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
virtual learning questions. But we had a lot of fun with you. It's always like the best. This
Yeah, this
hour
is a good time.
goes
It
so
goes-
fast.
Boop. Done.
And it makes me feel like I get a little bit of an escape from the monotonous day in, day out. Okay. Also, hopeandwayking.com /live. You can find all the ClassFit videos, all of the ELA resources. So if you wanted to send those to your kids and they don't have a Facebook, you can find that there. You can find all of the Better Together episodes there.
Digital resources.
Digital resources.
So stuff from like Kara Carroll.
Yep.
You have Lanisha Tab,
Yep.
Amy Lemons.
Yep.
I even put something on there, made it look all fancy.
He did.
But yeah, you can go there and check those resources out
Yep.
and see what you can use. They're free. So
But we love hanging out with you guys. We do this every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays just as a check-in, just as a time to give you guys a little bit of breather. Be in community with other people. We always love seeing things in the comments. And if y'all have something for us, y'all can leave it in the comments, and we're going to try to start responding to those as well after we're done with this, because we can't see everything that filters through.
we try.
But we love being able to spend time with y'all during this, and I just feel like it's an amazing community and just time to get together and feel happy and joyful. And
That's right.
so thank you
Thank
for
you, guys.
providing that for us as well. And we will see you guys on Friday with some special guests. A great way to end the week because it is still ending the week.
Going
And
to the weekend.
we hope you guys have a beautiful Thursday, and we will see you guys Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time,
Bye,
everybody.
guys.
Bye y'all.